So there appears to be good news to report because it looks like we're going to be getting some much needed breathing room here soon. Well, sort of, because according to Business Insider, rents are coming down in the US, but they're still surging in these six cities as tenants flock to areas that are in high demand. And cities like Chicago are toying with the idea of converting vacant office space to some affordable housing options for rent, likely to, in turn, drive up pricing and canceling out any hopes or dreams of affordability anytime soon. If you want to know more about what I'm talking about, then you're going to have to watch the previous video where I shared with you how the city of Chicago is looking to convert vacant high-rise office space and empty office buildings as more employers and employees continue to work from home, and they try to mitigate the damage that is likely to ensue and occur at the banks who are holding the debt on these mortgages that these companies and corporations can no longer and will no longer pay for, ultimately creating a multi-trillion-dollar mega debt default bankruptcy situation, which for sure will end up costing everyone something. So if we can avoid that, then that would be a good thing. But nonetheless, we know that we are in a situation of continuation, like I told you guys last year, more of the same. So if it's not one, it's another. Six one way, half a dozen the other. At the end of the day, prices are going up, affordability is going down, and this insane cost of living crisis is only getting worse. Now, Market Insider states that rent prices fell overall last month, posting their first decline in since 2020. But rents in the Midwest continue to surge, and in May, they showed a sign that more tenants are showing interest in that region. And the U.S. housing market has never been more unaffordable, according to experts. And I'm pretty sure we will all agree. And today, Michelle and I, and the kid, we went for a drive and scoped out some of the rental options in our area. The inventory level is shocking, to say the least, and so are the prices. But there is so much more that I can't even begin to try and squeeze into this video, so I'll be making a separate full video of our experience today, and I'll be sure to drop a link below so you guys can find it. And I also know that some of you may disagree with what I'm about to tell you, but according to Business Insider, their words, not mine, rents are falling across most of the U.S., but they're also surging in 6 Midwestern cities as more renters flock to the region amid poor housing affordability across much of the country. I don't think there's any argument there. Now, rents in the 50 largest metropolitan areas fell. Now, this is the caveat, folks. Remember, believe half of what you hear, none of... Actually, it almost seems right, but believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. But at the end of the day, we have to really analyze and drill down and do our own research. Trust but verify, because what they tell you isn't always really what they mean, sort of. Rents in the 50 largest metropolitan areas fell by a whopping 0.5%, a 0.5% year over year during the month of May. Whoop-de-doo. Posting their first yearly decline since 2020. And this is according to data from Realtor.com, so take it for what it's worth. But let's be real, everyone, please. To put that into perspective, a 0.5% drop on, let's just say, a $2,000 a month rent payment means that you will end up paying $1,990 instead of $2,000, saving you an entire 10 spot for the month, which more than likely will be made up in some other hidden fee by your landlord or property manager. So the savings will ultimately be negligible or more so non-existent, because we renewed our lease and our rent went up, as well as our fees went up for maintenance and amenities and other things that were once included. They are no more. Now, I'd be interested to see what happens to our rent next year. That is, if we renew. Now, granted, we will still receive the rate options at that time, so stay tuned so we can share that with you. But I suspect they will probably go down based on what I'm seeing happening and what I expect to see moving forward. And with that being said, I want to investigate and compare pricing as if we were new renters at this apartment complex rather than existing renters renewing, because I'd be willing to bet that the price is lower for attracting new renters. They want to get you in the door, then they're going to switch it on you. But while rent prices are falling overall, rents in the Midwest US are still growing. So anybody in the Midwest who can attest to this, please comment down below. On your way down there, smash that like button. I really would appreciate it. Now, with the median asking rent price in the region rising by 4.5% year over year last month, according to research firms, rent increases blew past the 5% mark in the 6 largest cities in the region. These include Columbus, Ohio, which saw the fastest increase with rents growing 9.3% over last year, while rents increased 7.7% in St. Louis, Missouri, 7.5% in Cincinnati, Ohio, 7.3% in Indianapolis, Indiana, 6.2% in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and 5.1% in Detroit, Michigan. So, for argument's sake, comparison, before and after, using the same math on the same $2,000 monthly rent payment, your budget would see an increased cost, and equally your bank account, your bank savings account will see a decrease. Credits and debits. These are generally accepted accounting principles. For every credit, there's a debit. For every debit, there's a credit. And hitting personal balance sheets, much like Jerome Powell, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said last year in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, this is hurting, folks. This is increasing and compounding the insanely high cost of living crisis, pouring salt on the wound. I would like to say this is the nail in the coffin, but nope, I think we have a lot further to go. So Detroit will see a $102 increase. Milwaukee, $124 a month, going up. $146 more per month in rent in Indianapolis, $150 more in Cincinnati. St. Louis residents, renters, tenants would see $154 more coming out of their bank accounts every month, and a butt-puckering $186 in Columbus, Ohio. And if we were to multiply that by 12 months, and you will ultimately see a loss of over $2,200 a year, far more than any stimulus check that they ever sent out during the vid. Now, meanwhile, rent prices fell 3% in the West and 0.7% in the South, which, like I said, I expect to see prices coming down here soon based on the market, based on the trends, based on what I'm seeing, based on the gut feeling that I typically have that's usually accurate. So there is some good news, depending on who you are, where you live, or potentially where you plan on relocating to, as there are a lot of people looking to move to Florida while others are looking to leave for a variety of reasons. But I don't think they're leaving Florida due to rent prices. I think it's more so ownership, home ownership, the cost of homeowners insurance, and everything else that comes with that, especially the condo owners. We have decided, my wife and I, Squirrel Tribe, have decided that condos are out and they will never happen. And she shows me a listing today and she says, oh man, they just dropped the price on one of the condos I really like. They dropped it by $30,000. And she goes, but the worst part is they screened in the porch, so it doesn't have that Florida feel. I said, well, really and truly, everybody screens in everything in Florida. They build pools and then they put mesh surroundings around them, trying to keep the mosquitoes and the alligators and iguanas out. Probably, maybe here they're trying to keep the black bears out. The black bears just coming out of the damn Gulf of Mexico, running up and down the dunes on the Emerald Gulf Coast here in Destin. But But really and truly, I said, no, the problem is it's a condo, and we are not getting into that. We are not going to put ourselves in that situation to be a never-ending blank check writing machine to these condos and HOA homeowners associations for these assessments and these increased costs and these multi-million-dollar renovations and insurance change. Like, we're not doing that. I said, now we could rent a condo, which I do think that is going to be a strong possibility in the future, because condo owners are about to get bent over, and they are going to have to subsidize the living costs for others just so that they can try to stop the bleeding. Maybe slow down the bleeding, because it really won't stop it, but it could help. And, but anyway, I'll say that for another video. The different direction in rent prices is largely due poor affordability across the housing market in general, which has forced cash-strapped buyers and renters into areas with lower prices and stronger employment prospects. And that was that K-shaped recovery, that gray area in between, where, you know, the rich keep getting richer, the high income earners, the wealthy, the rich, they're going to keep going up, and everyone else is not. That's that K-shaped recovery. You kind of look at it like that. Rich go, and then, I didn't mean to do that like that, but so maybe like that. We'll do a K-shape like that. So what happens is those in the middle tend to gravitate towards the low. So when you see the cash-strapped home buyers and renters hitting areas with lower prices, that's when things get turned upside down, right? And thus, we should see the entering of the liquidity crisis and this insolvency nightmare, which is rapidly approaching, and the crash may be upon us very, very soon. So this is the warning. Get ready. Get ready, everyone. Get ready. And Market Insider says that as the Midwest markets tend to have greater affordability, the stronger growth in these markets likely results from this benefit, even as it may reduce existing affordability. All according to Realtor.com chief economist Danielle Hale. And in addition, as the unemployment rate decreased from 3.2% to 2.8% over the past 12 months, the stronger job market could also boost the rental demand in the region as it entices relocation and inbound traffic into these areas for income opportunities. Meanwhile, rents have largely fallen in areas outside of the Midwest thanks to growing supply of units, with more homeowners opting to rent their home while they wait for the market to rebound, according to a Redfin real estate agent. Take that for what it's worth, okay? However, that table is turning with increased competition as everyone else is having the same idea, and the lowered criteria for rental applications begin to flood the market. And we haven't even begun to discuss all the short-term Airbnb and VRBO rentals and Vacasa rentals that are about to get flipped, as there are less bookings and more vacancies, driving these owners and investors to become more of a traditional landlord and further flood the supply of available long-term rentals on the market with their failing vacation rental investments, only making matters worse. And we haven't even begun to talk about the Airbnb arbitrage that's going to really cause a commotion in the rental markets and rental pricing, as well as the profit and possible profit and revenues of these investors and landlords. So like I said, get ready. The S is hitting the fan, and not in the way that some would, some of these other channels and mainstream media would want you to believe. Nope. It is happening just like I told you it would last winter when I started this YouTube channel back in February. Mortgage rates hovering near a 20-year high have discouraged existing homeowners to list their properties for sale, as many are looking to cling to the historically low interest rates at which they financed their home years ago. So those are the golden handcuffs that I was telling you about on my other video. So all I can say, folks, is heed the warning signs, the alerts, the flashing lights, they're out there. And actually, I just got a notification from Michelle. She just finished up her Mimosa Monday live stream, and it is time to eat, or at least start preparing to eat. She's got some chicken that she wants to throw on the grill. So I gotta go. I gotta go now. Michelle, she's about to start cooking, and I'm absolutely starving. So, folks, please comment down below and share your thoughts and the rent prices in your cities. I look forward to reading them, and I will see if Michelle has time tomorrow for another duet with Squirrel Tribe and Kevin. So make sure you have your notifications turned on, because YouTube has been turning those off without viewers' consent. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe now, and make sure you check out our podcast too. All right? Okay, bye.
Publix chicken. My hands are clean. Just wash them. It's like cutting it in half. Break all of your things. That just pulls up. No. time I used coconut oil on this, and then I came out here to cook, and then the air from it would literally like send me into non-breathing. It's a little crazy. So how do I turn it down?
You're on high right now. You only turn it over there.
Alright, so which way turns it down?
Nothing yet.
Hopefully chicken. So that if I just turn them, how come this one doesn't look like the rest?
Because it's not centered. You gotta go by feel. What are you cooking?
Last time it was chicken wings. I recognize your carrying case thing.
Yeah, it's my wife's birthday, so she loves steak. I'm like, I'm going to Winn-Dixie, I'm going to get the best freaking steak to get.
I have a really dumb question. Can you spray olive oil when this is already on?
Yeah, shut the flames down.
Okay. And then you can spray it.
Spray it.
Okay.
Shut it down for about 30 seconds. Spray it.
Like all the way off, kind of shut
All
down.
the way off. Yeah, pour the flame up.
And that's the red one.
But you already pre-marinated.
I did pre-marinate, so we're fine. Okay. I just
That's
want to
what
make
you
sure.
did last time.
Yeah. Look, I'm a newbie. I'm learning.
Not yours, mine. Hopefully she likes the freaking steak.
Well, the only way to ensure it is to cook it the right way.
That is true.
Don't make it well done if she's a medium rare kind of lady.
That's actually like a nasty, thick freaking ribeye. That thing just melted in a mouth. It's amazing.
I have no idea what you do. Hopefully this is tasty. I want it to be as good as Ellie's. piece over here like refuses to cook. This looks tasty. I hope it tastes as good as it looks. Really, truly. This one's good. All kinds of good. That was tasty. I'm excited. And then the rice I made, instead of making the organic basmati rice that I got at Costco like a year ago, that was in my little prepper pantry, I made organic jasmine rice that I got at Whole Foods. You couldn't taste the rice last night because it was underneath your Amy's chunky vegetable soup. Could you taste the rice? So freaking good. So good. I'm so excited about it tonight. Same thing? Everything's off? What are these little things for? No? Why are you so hot? Why are you so hot? I'm so excited about this chicken. It's really good. I hope it's as good as it looks. Flavor-wise and cooked all the way. You want cucumber in your salad or no? Do you want your salad like yesterday's or different? Buggy, you want spring mix or just the other stuff? Just the Caesar salad stuff or spring mix too? Little or big salad? You want carrots on it? You want carrots on it? You want cucumbers, bud? Yes or no? Did you say yes or no? Okay, making sure.
Thanks.
So you're getting chicken and rice? But we need to see the recipe.
Thanks.
A little beard. But no green beans? chicken if anybody wants more. All they can do is get it. I've never made the green beans before, so. That's so good. I don't trust it on her.